Hi, I'm Amber. I'm one of the speech therapists at Seattle Therapy Skills for Life. And in this video, I want to tell you a little bit about articulation and phonology, which are both areas that speech therapy supports. Articulation refers to how we make sounds by using our articulators, such as our tongue and our lips. An articulation disorder refers to errors in the sounds we make that come from a motor-based reason. So maybe we don't put our tongue in the right spot or move our lips the right way. Examples of articulation disorders are lisps. So you can have a lateral lisp where air is coming out the side of your mouth, like instead of sun, it might sound like shun. Or you can have an interdental lisp where your tongue comes out the front of your mouth, and instead of sun, it sounds like fun. Another type of articulation disorder is a motor planning disorder, which means that your brain knows what it wants to say, it knows how it should say it, but there's a breakdown between that and getting your muscles and articulators to move in the right way. So when a person is talking with a motor planning disorder, they might accidentally put a different sound in there or make an error on a sound. Phonology, on the other hand, refers to the rules that govern the sound system in our language. A phonological disorder means that a person makes errors that affect a group of sounds, and these errors are patterns. So the same error type affects sounds that belong to the same group. Examples of phonological disorders or errors that stem from phonological disorders could include substituting a W sound for R and L, like wabbit and wyin for rabbit and lion. Another example of a phonological error is what we call cluster reduction or simplification, where you take a consonant cluster, for example, spoon or snow, and you drop one of the sounds off it or turn it into another sound. So a child might say no instead of snow and poon instead of spoon. A third example would be final consonant deletion, where a child drops the last sound off of many words. So dad becomes da, and son becomes sa, and dog becomes da. In phonology, a lot of these error patterns are common when a child is young because they simplify speech, but it is not uncommon for children to not extinguish those patterns, meaning they stay stuck in those more immature phonological error patterns. In this visual, this chart shows expected ages that children develop sounds. So in typical speech sound development, we know roughly when each sound is developed, and charts like this can help us understand where a child is at and whether they're developing their articulation and their phonology typically. So if you look at the chart, these rows show the ages at which most children are producing these sounds. On the right side of the chart, it shows the age range at which 90% of children are producing this sound. So for a child who is not using the sound fairly consistently by this age, we can tell that they're delayed. If your child is not producing sounds that are within these expected timeframes, or you're finding that you're not understanding them, or they're running into frustration when others don't understand them, or if you're noticing that their speech just doesn't quite sound like other children of their age, it's worth checking in with a speech therapist to look into their articulation and phonological development. Thanks for watching.